Walkaround family, welcome back to another video. Today we have a Honda Odyssey Touring in platinum white pearl with beige interior. The Touring is one notch below the highest level, which is the Elite. Below this you have the EXL. No, I'm sorry, below this you have the Sport, then the EXL, and then the EX. LX used to be the lowest model, but that's been discontinued. Now the EX is the lowest model. So we're gonna start off with the front of the Odyssey. The first thing to notice is these full LED headlamps. So you have LED high beam, LED low beam, LED daytime running lights, and LED fog lights. Your turn signals, I believe, is regular bulb. So not gonna be LED. I believe you can't even see the bulb in there. But everything else though is LED. On the grille, it is gloss black with your Honda emblem up front, huge H, and your radar sits right behind the H. Lower portion down here, you do have parking sensors. Touring will give you parking sensors front and back. The Sport and the EXL won't have that feature, so that's one reason why you come up to the Touring. You do have a flat black portion on the lower grille down here, and you do have this chrome eyebrow right above the grille. So from the front of it, you know it's a minivan. You see the shape, you know it's a minivan, but Honda has came a long way with the Odyssey. This body style came out in 18. It's been the same, even down to 23. I believe 24 is still the same body style, but they did do some refreshes as the years went by. So coming along to the side, the Touring will give you a unique design. Now, what's interesting is I believe on 22 and beyond, or 21 and beyond, this styling rims was only on the Elite, and the Touring actually had a different style of wheel. But for 23, the Elite has another different design wheel, and now the Touring takes over the Elite wheels from previously. I was just backtracking on what I was talking about with those rims. So this is a 2020 Odyssey Touring. So from 18 to 20, Touring wheels look just like this. For 21, the Touring actually adopted this wheel. So from 21 to 24, I guess right now, the Touring had this rim. But before, they were these, and the Elite had these. These are 235 55 tires, and these are 19-inch rims. Right above it is all body color. And I know it's a little dirt on here. When I first started this video, I was getting rained on, so I waited till the rain go away. On the side portion over here, you do have body color on the side mirrors, LED turn signals integrated, flat black at the bottom, wide windshield, great visibility on the Odysseys. You can see your camera up there for part of your Honda sensing that works with the radar. So Honda sensing is standard on every trim level. You see a moonroof up there. Touring will give you that. The lower portion of the window is chrome, and the top portion up here is black. And on the door handles, you have this chrome right here on the side. You do have smart entry all around. So the sliding doors, the driver door, the passenger door, even the trunk, all have smart entry access, but we'll go over that in a second. On the lower portion down here, little rocker panel, and it is body colored. This Odyssey does have splash guards and wheel locks, so it does not come standard with the splash guards. Those are something you can add. And on the rear portion here, Honda did, when they went with this body style, try to give you like a floating roof. So that's why the window kind of curves around here, make it look like the roof is kind of floating. You probably see it up top. And the track for the door is hidden in the window. So if I didn't point that out, you probably didn't even realize that. Coming along to the rear, you can see that floating design just connects right to the back window. Cool design, flat black on the spoiler. You do get a shark fin antenna that is body colored, and LED dirt brake lights up there. Windshield wipers exposed right in the back glass. And you do get a unique combination tail light. So you can see your daytime running lights are LED, but your brake lights and turn signals are regular bulbs, and you actually can see them in there, but everything else is LED. So it's a combination. Honda does this with most of their vehicles. Touring will give you parking sensors in the rear bumper, front and back, like I showed you earlier. You have this little flat black piece right here on top of the bumper, kind of help protect it a little bit. And you do have a Touring badge back here, let you know what model you have. And some changes that Honda made over the years with this generation is this rear piece right here. So like this bar right here, see how it's black with a slither of chrome back there. And you do have some chrome on the lower portion of the window. So that goes all the way around to the sides. So it kind of connects. No exposed exhaust. Try to get under there. So you see you have a single exhaust over there. None on that side over there. But From the back, you know it's a minivan. From the side, you definitely know it's a minivan. You do have a capless fuel filler here. So if the Odyssey is locked, this door is locked. If you unlock it, then you can open it, and there's no gas cap. Technically, the cap is right here. Here is the key fob for the Odyssey. Now, Honda hasn't changed the key fob to the Odyssey to the newer key fob. That's a little bit more curvier. I'm sure you guys seen it on the CRV, Accord, Civic, HRV, everything got it. Odyssey and Passport and Ridgeline still have the older keys, but you do have lock, you have unlock, you have power doors on the Touring, so you can open and close either side. Remote start is standard on the Touring, and you do have a power trunk, so you can hold it and pop open the trunk from the key as well. You do have a panic button here, so if you can't find your Odyssey, push a button, the alarm will go off. And on the back here, you have a little switch to take out the emergency key that's inside the fob. And this says driver too, because you do have memory seats on the Touring where you can save your seat positions to a key. And I'll show you guys that on the door in a second. Let's close that guy back up and actually go inside. So with Smart Entry, you have this little button on the door handle, and I'm with the trunk is closed. There we go. If you tap it, it locks all the doors. If you put your hand in the door handle, it'll unlock for you. Let's pretend this guy's locked and you come to the side door, you put your hand in there, still unlock for you. The Smart Entry feature works on all doors, even if, let me lock this guy back, and you push the button, it'll unlock for you as well too, as long as the key is nearby. The trunk is like, why do you keep opening me? So we're gonna get inside. So I still had the trunk open up only by itself. It was unlocked, and I still had to unlock the door if you unlock the trunk by itself. So with the beige interior, it's a combination of mostly beige on the seats, but the dash still remained black. Your headliner is also beige as well. I believe on a Touring, I think you have 3 options. I got to double check. I think it's mocha, beige, and black, but I will double check when we look at the trim walk. But let's start with the door. So right by the door handles is gloss black, premium look. Gloss black right here as well, just a hint of it, not too much. Here are your buttons for your memory seats. It's 2-position memory seats, and it's only on the driver door. So whoever has driver 1 can save their seat position to driver 1, unlock it to how they want. Same thing with driver 2. You do have auto up down for the front windows, rear windows. You can lock the windows, power locks, power mirrors as well. Look how much storage you have on the door. You have storage here, storage there, a little tiny storage there, more storage down there, little bottle holder in there. Let's move on to the driver's seat. So it is power on the driver's seat on the Touring, and you have a 4-way lumbar. Some of the newer Hondas went from a 4-way lumbar to a 2-way in and out lumbar, not up and down. So it's cool that you still have that on the Odyssey. Your back piece can go forward and back. You can move the whole seat forward and back. You can move the whole seat up and down, and you can move this this thigh portion right here up and down as well too. Pretty configurable. On the passenger seat, you have forward and back. You have forward and back for the back piece of your seat. And what was recently added is lumbar support on the passenger side. So you have up, down, in and out. And on the earlier Odysseys in this model, didn't have this. This is something new that Honda recently added. One thing everyone loves on the Odyssey is the step in. It's not too high, it is not too low. You kind of just slide your way into this guy. So if you have trouble getting in and out of SUVs, especially the Pilot, you're going to love the Odyssey. So just push one to start, foot on brake, push the button, it'll turn on. On the left portion over here, you pretty much have most of your controls to control some goodies. So power doors, open and close on the left and right side. You can turn off the power to the power doors. Pop open the trunk, open and close. Traction control on and off. Here's the button for your parking sensors. You can turn that on and off. And here's a shortcut to all your safety features as well. Let me zoom up in there so you guys can see the row of buttons. So this guy goes directly to your safety features right up there, but we'll jump at that in a minute. Your electronic parking brake is here. And you do have your brake hold feature down here as well. So while you're in drive, it'll allow you to hold your brake. You can take your foot off the brakes while you're in drive with this feature. It's actually pretty cool. And you do have your one vent over here. Your blind spot monitoring is not on the outside mirror, it's actually on the inside there. So when you're shopping and trying to see if it has blind spot monitoring, it's this little box in here. And Honda have that with most of their bigger SUVs, Passport, Pilot, Ridgeline, all that good stuff. Steering wheel is leather wrapped and feel good to the hand. You see a single stitch, got some gloss black in the middle. On the left portion over here, you have your next track and previous, volume, up and down to control the screen right over here. You do have a little home button to bring up the menus over here. You have a back key, you have answer, hang up. You even have voice command for if you have Apple, it's Siri, and if you have Google, it's a Google Assistant. And the screen over here is a little configurable. So you have your trip computer, you have your phone, you can have navigation, because the Touring does give you built-in navigation, Garmin navigation. It's a compass if there's no destination, what music you listen to, oil life, and the safety features, which you can turn on and off: the road departure, the blind spot monitoring, the automatic braking, all in this menu here. And then you can have settings, or you can have switch from kilometers, well, miles per hour to kilometers, and you can have nothing if you don't want to view anything on there on the screen, which is pretty cool. Up top you have your tachometer, and you have this little, Honda don't really have this like too noticeable in cars anymore, but as you're driving, the greener this light becomes, the more gas you're saving. So it teaches you to be more eco conscious while you're driving. Right now it's white because we're not saving gas, and the Odyssey is running. Gas tank on the right side, temperature on the left side. Honda's been going away from having a sea of buttons over here and putting everything in the menu. So when the Odyssey get redesigned, I'm assuming they're going to get rid of that and put everything in the menu like all of our other vehicles. On the right side of the steering wheel, you have your cruise control, and you have your adaptive cruise control. With this guy, you can adjust the distance from the cars in front of you. So 4, 3, 2, and 1. You have your lane keep assist feature there too. So when you're driving, the Odyssey will detect your lane, and then it will keep it centered. It's a cool feature. And you have your normal resume, cancel, set like normal. The Touring is paired to a 10-speed automatic transmission. Actually, I think all the trim levels is paired to a 10-speed automatic transmission, so you can shift up or shift down right behind there. You do have auto headlights off, parking light and on, and then you do have auto high beams. And most of the newer Hondas are getting rid of, well, the lower models are getting rid of fog lights. Our bigger SUVs still have fog lights, so your switch is right there for your fog lights. Coming along to the center console here, every Odyssey have the same size screen, and because this is the Touring, you just get a little bit more goodies. So you have navigation already built in, as Garmin, as you saw, and you do have phone. You have rear entertainment system, which we're going to get back there in a minute. You can control the rear entertainment system settings. You have Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. It's not wireless. You have to plug them in any trim level. I think the next generation, if it follows the Pilot, it should have wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. FM is back here, Bluetooth. You do have satellite radio built in, social playlists where everyone can pair their phone and play what song next, which is pretty cool. You have auxiliary port. You have AM, FM radio. Well, AM radios tucked away back here. FM is separate, USB. And you do have a built-in Wi-Fi hotspot on the Odyssey. You get a free trial. You do have cabin watch as well too. So with cabin watch, you're able to view the second row. So what's also cool about it too is you can zoom up in there, and at night it's infrared. So at nighttime, you can still see what's going on with the kids back there, and it will be clear, and you don't have to turn the light on to distract them. Also, while your kiddos are watching a movie or just have the headphones on, you can turn this on and talk to them through their headphones, which is cool. You have to go up to the Elite to have the cabin talk and have the intercom where you're talking and you hear it throughout the speakers in the third row. But the Touring at least give it to you where you can talk to their headphone, which is pretty cool. And going back to that page, you do have, they go cabin talk right here. So this is where you can talk to the kiddos through the headphones. And we have, let's go back, what else is over here? You have Honda Music, so you can store music to the hard drive. You also have Honda Link 2 you can take advantage of. So going back home, you do have shortcuts up top, your audio you're listening to, and easy to use. Home button, back button, volume knob, power. It's super easy to use. And you have your climate control down here. So you do have a tri-zone climate control, driver, passenger, and who sits in the rear. I have the rear off right now, but you have a dedicated button where you can turn on the rear climate control, and you can even lock it where they have their own controls up here where they can't mess with the buttons. It's locked, which is pretty cool. But you have your front climate control here where you can control everything right there. You have off, auto, sync, fan speed, air circulation, front defrost, heated side mirrors. Really easy to use. Here's for the driver's climate control. For the passenger, if sync is on, then you're controlling all three. If sync is off, everyone can customize what temperature they want to be on, which is cool. And then here's your shifter. So this is a little bit different. Everyone always got to get used to this because you're used to having a shifter. But yeah, you hold the brakes, you push for park, you push down for reverse, neutral, and drive. Easy to use. And while we're in reverse, you can see the backup camera here. So because the Touring has parking sensors, it'll give you like a little radar of your car. But you can actually get rid of that and just have one big picture. And you have the wide angle, so you can see really wide, like a fisheye view looking straight back, and then you have a top-down view as well. And because you have cross traffic, I mean, because you have blind spot, you have cross traffic on and off, where it'll alert and beep and let you know if a car is coming from the left or coming from the right. Put that guy back in the park. Touring will give you heated front seats, driver and passenger, 3 different levels. If you want ventilated seats, then you go up for the Elite for that guy. But you do have an auto stop feature for the engine, snow mode, just in case you get stuck and you're in different terrain, snow, mud, sand, things like that. You have Econ Assist. Hazards is over here. And you have a Blu-ray player right below, because you do have the rear entertainment screen, but I'm not sure if anyone using Blu-ray players anymore. You have one USB down here, you can plug that in, I believe. That's just for charging. To use Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, you have to plug into the other USB. I'll show you that in a second. You do have a 115 volt household outlet. It's an AC outlet there. And you have a power outlet there as well. And then you do have additional storage under here, so you can put your bag, your purse, or whatever. And then you do have like some storage where you can put DVDs. It's mostly made for DVDs, but you can take this divider out and put wherever you want in there, hide in there. A lot of people don't even know there's storage there. You have cup holders here, storage here. If you get an Elite, wireless phone charger will be right here. And then if you look in here, you have your headphones that comes with your Touring. And it not only comes with 2 headphones, it comes with a remote too to control the rear entertainment system. You have your auxiliary here, and you do have a USB-A cord here. And coming along the right side, you do have a lockable glove box, and it's not lined with felt or anything like that. It's just normal plastic material, but it's actually pretty big. And then you have this little kind of fake single stitching over here, a little bit more gloss black. And like I said, headliner, it's pretty much beige. You have an auto dimming rear view mirror here with home link built in onto the rear view mirror. And you have your moonroof controls here, so it'll open all the way or it'll tilt for you. There's no panoramic roof on the Odyssey, but I think EX is the only model that don't get a moonroof. Yeah, I think EXL has a moonroof as well. We'll look at the trim level, and you also have a sunglass holder slash who threw that Cheeto mirror, so you can look back there without turning your head. And then you have your Honda Link button there and your emergency button right there, but I won't push that guy. And then you have your traditional, not LED, but interior lighting as well. So we're going to jump out of here and jump to the second row, see where your kids is going to be sitting and how comfortable they're going to be. So one convenient thing about minivans is you have sliding doors. So instead of your kids jump out their SUV and the doors flying open, it can slide. And also Honda has magic seating on the Odyssey. So this middle seat right here can be removed. All you have to do is you pull the string to drop it down, and then you pull the string right here, and this seat comes right out. And then all you gotta do is grab this guy right here, and you can slide this seat over towards the middle, or you can slide that seat over towards the middle, or you can keep it as a captain, so you can have maybe 2 seats to one side, so it's easier to get to the third row. It's all configurable. And I will actually raise this seat up right here so you guys can see someone can sit in the middle. And you can put a car seat in all 3 seats. So you have this little plastic right here. You can pull it out to clip a car seat in there, or these are already exposed for car seats. So all 3 across, you can have the car seats, which is cool. And then sitting back here on the Touring, you're gonna have 1 HDMI cord and 2 USB-A ports, additional cup holders here. There's like multiple ways to open and close the door. You have a button here, you have a handle here, you have the handle on the outside, you have the control right there to open and close the door, and you have the controls on the remote on the key fob as well too. So multiple ways to open and close the door. You do have built-in sunshades or hater blockers on the Touring, which is cool. And it's also in the third row too. Here's the rear entertainment system. You have to get a Touring up to get this guy. You can see the infrared shining through it. It don't look like that in person because of the camera. It has that guy right there. And then here's the rear entertainment system screen right there. So if you have the remote, or if you hit it on there, or you can download an app called Cabin Control, you can use your smartphone and control the screen up here. And here's the camera, so you can view the third row back here. And they have their own climate controls over there as well. And remember, you can lock that button so they're not playing with the controls. You do have a seat pocket back here, storage, and additional one up top. Same thing behind the passenger. And you have a smartphone holder too. So storage, smartphone holder, additional storage up here. So there's plenty of storage. If you fold the seat back down like earlier, it's an armrest / cup holders and additional storage there. So there's like literally cup holders everywhere. So I'm gonna jump out of this guy and let's get to the third row. And it's so easy to get to the third row, especially if you take that seat out. It's real easy, or you just pull this little handle right here and it comes forward. And I don't know if you noticed that the seat belts is on the seat themselves. So it's pretty cool. Also the air vent too, that's important. The air vent is down here instead of it being in the ceiling. So if you have like a little baby, you don't have to worry about the air vent is sending the air right down on your baby's face. But sitting back here, let me actually pull the seat back. I still got plenty of room by my knees, and the Odyssey is one adult-friendly third row. If you're shopping between the SUV and the Odyssey, like a minivan, and you can't decide, if you don't like the looks of a minivan, just know that the minivan is way more practical than a Pilot, especially in the third row. So sitting back here, you do have a USB-A, you have a headphone outlet with a volume. We even got air back here, cup holders back here, sunshades, like I was telling you guys. Like the Touring is actually really well equipped, especially if you don't want to spend elite money. But one seat is actually folded into the third row. But this side too, it just mirrors the left side. You have a headphone outlet. Instead of having a USB-A, you do have a power outlet instead, and some more cup holders down here. But it's cool that they at least have their own air vent. And sitting back here, these seats also have storage back here. So if you got a big family, you're going to be very comfortable in the Odyssey. There's storage everywhere, cup holders everywhere. But we're going to jump out of here and actually get to the trunk. So if you're sitting back here and you want to get out, and I know usually like the Pilot have a button right here you can push. You have a little handle right here that you pull, and it'll let you come out as well. So remember, the Touring has a power tailgate, and you can also just lock the Odyssey. There's like a lock button too if you want to lock all the doors. And the height is programmable, so you can set it to how high you want it to open. But standing back here, another thing that Honda changed over the few years of the Odyssey is the floor mats. Floor mats, usually you get like black floor mats. Now they gave you this brownish, grayish floor mat. That way, over time, it don't look as dirty when they're in the Odyssey, which is cool. And you see this seat right here is folded flat in the floor. This seat can do the same. So actually, I'll put this guy over here. I'll drop the headrest, and you can even do this with one hand. So all you do is pull and pull down. So you pull it out and drop it in there, and look at that. There is a had to fix that headrest. That headrest wasn't down all the way. So yeah, see, it's flat, gone, and plenty of storage back here with the seats folded in. This is why Odysseys are very practical. And then if I put the seat back up and pull that guy, look at that, I'm doing all this with one hand. That's how easy it is. So if you're like a mom out there and you have a million of kids and all in a minivan, you can do all of this. Hold the baby one hand, fold the seats with the other hand. But with the third row up, and look at that, even the seats recline. Look how much they recline. With the third row up, you have plenty of storage back here. So this is something the Pilot cannot do. With the third row up on a Pilot, you're not gonna have this deep. I don't know if you guys can even see how deep it is on camera, but it's a deep cargo space back here with additional storage, more storage over there, more storage over here, a power outlet back here. Like, it's just convenient, especially if you have a big family, or you're always traveling, you know, maybe a soccer mom, or maybe just a normal family, 2 kids, 3 kids, and you guys like to go on trips and you want to make sure everyone's comfortable. This is definitely a way to go. You have grandparents, you know, you put the kids back here, put the grandparents up front, or, you know, maybe the grandparents sit back here, kids up there. You can customize it because the third row is really comfortable, and usually you're not comfortable in a third row. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this guy. You can open and close it from the key fob, the tailgate, from up front. Before we get to the trim walk, I do want to turn on the rear entertainment system and show you guys the screen, because there's multiple things you can actually turn on the rear entertainment system. So from up here, you have Spotify built in, iHeartRadio built in, your Blu-ray player. Right now, I guess it's showing the How Much Further app, which is cool. HDMI port, you have media servers, and USB. The How Much Further app is really cool. So if you have a destination, your GPS, and you turn this on, and your kids is asking, you know, are we there yet? Are we there yet? How much further it is. When you put that on and your destination is in there, this cartoon pops up with the little the Odyssey is gone. But you'll see like the Odyssey driving, and then it'll actually show you the distance of how long to get there. Actually, let me put in a destination so you guys can see how that looks. So let's go to GPS. And let's go to, I don't know, let's go to Best Buy. And you can use the voice to use this as well too. But I'm just gonna type it in real fast. Or Best Leads, I guess. So we're gonna go to Best Leads. I don't even know where Best Leads is. So
drive to highlighted route.
Okay. She told me to drive to highlighted route. So that destination is in, and now you can see the Odyssey right there. It teaches them time, distance, you know, mileage, and that's how much you've went already, and that's how much is left. And this pinball will go all the way to the corner once you get to there, and it'll be a celebration. And there's different screens. There's like aliens and Western and hot air balloon, and a really cool feature that Honda added to the Odyssey. So you made it to the trim walk. Now, I know this video is a little bit longer than my usual walkarounds, but the Odyssey just got a lot to talk about, especially these higher trims. Like this touring thing is pretty well equipped. Just like what I explained in the video, you have an EX, you have EXL, you have the Sport, and you have the Touring. But we're going to focus on the Touring and the Elite. We're going to focus on the Touring right now. And the Touring is an upgrade from the EXL, not an upgrade from the Sport. And technically the Sport is an EXL, but just kind of blacked out. And I'm going to wait till I grab a Sport and I'll actually explain that to you guys. So the Touring will have everything that the EXL have, and it will add the following. So built-in navigation system. So you guys saw the Garmin navigation system that I used in the video. You have the advanced rear entertainment system with a 10.2-inch resolution screen and built-in streaming apps. Now, this is pretty interesting because the new Pilot got rid of the rear entertainment system. The Pilot used to have the same thing, but what I've been noticing, and I'm sure you guys notice it too, that kids are less likely to watch the screen. They're more into iPads and tablets and stuff like that, but it's not like you can get a Touring without the screen right now. So you get the screen even if the kids have tablets. At least you have that screen. If you don't want them on tablets, you know, you have options. The How Much Further app is just a cool app that the Odyssey have. You know, it can get everyone connected in the minivan, and especially when your kids are really little and they can watch that and they will see little cartoons and stuff, and they will just love it. It's actually cool. And a cabin talk feature too. So remember, you can only use this feature through the headphones when the kiddos are listening to the headphones. If you want to do it like on the Pilot, how the Pilot has an intercom, you have to get an Elite for the intercom and headphones, but for the Touring, it's just you can talk to the kids through their headphones. You do have the power outlet up front, so that starts on the Touring. The HDMI interface, that starts on the Touring. Let me see, USB 1 in the center console, 2 in the second row, and 1 in the third row. Okay, so the EXL doesn't have a USB in the third row. Let me see, this thing 1 in the center console, 2 in the second row. Yeah, you just don't get the third row. Used to be in the third row in the EXL. You get in the Touring, 19-inch wheels, because I believe these are 18s on the EXL. And let's see, body color parking sensors, front and rear, body color side sails, cabin watch, rear seat monitor, so the little camera, Honda Link subscription. I'm slowly trying to make a separate video on Honda Link because a lot of people don't know about Honda Link, and it's actually a really cool feature. So I'm working on the video so we can talk about Honda Link. And on the Touring, they give you the sunshade in the second and third row with a Wi-Fi hotspot built in. Now let's jump in and actually build an Odyssey. And here's all the trim levels. LX used to be the lowest model, but that's gone. Now it's EX, EXL, Sport, Touring, Elite. And for people that don't want an EX, you think EX is too fancy, that's just the way it goes now. So we're gonna jump into the Touring, and Touring is standard front wheel drive. There's no hybrid in Odyssey right now for 23, and for 24. Oh, why am I? I'm on 24. Why am I even on 24? Let's go back. I didn't even notice that. Well, I know Honda don't just have the 24s. I mean 23s just available because they stopped building them. But we're gonna jump back into a 23 so I can give you guys a more realistic pricing and everything. The trim level is still the same, nothing changed from 23 to 24. And this is actually my last 23. So I'm gonna do more Odysseys, but they're all gonna be 24s. So because this is my last 23, I figured I'd jump on this one before it's gone. Actually, it's funny. As soon as I stopped recording this video, another salesperson grabbed it from me, and I believe it sold. So luckily, I jumped on it when I did. So here's all the colors on the Odyssey. You have Crystal Black Pearl, which only comes with black interior. You have lunar silver metallic, which give you the option between the gray leather or the mocha. Mocha is a really dark brown. Like, it looks real brown on its pictures, but in person, it's a real dark brown. It's not like on the Pilot, like on the new Pilot. You have modern steel metallic, which is the dark charcoal gray, and black leather or gray leather are your only interior options. You have obsidian blue, and I believe gray is the only option. And I am correct, gray is the only option on there. You have Pacific Pewter. Now, this color, I haven't seen a Pacific Pewter Odyssey in a long time. I don't know why. Honda always have that one color in the lineup in all of their cars that they barely make. It's just so funny how they do it. But Pacific Pewter has mocha only interior, and you have the platinum white pearl, which we did. Also Pacific Pewter. Pacific Pewter. It's late. Also Pacific Pewter is 455 more. Platinum white pearl 455 more. Radiant red and sonic gray 455 more. But with the platinum white pearl, your options either black interior or the beige interior, which we did. And let me see, with a black interior. Okay, so black interior, your headrest is gray. And then if you do beige interior, your headrest is beige. Interesting. Let's go back to exterior. You have radiant red, beautiful color. And this only comes with beige interior. And sonic gray, which Honda's been putting sonic gray on everything. It was on the Civic. Literally is on every car. It's pretty crazy. Sonic gray only comes with black interior, so you get the gray headliner. So we're gonna jump back into the platinum white pearl, and with the beige interior, and I'm gonna price out. This is a 23, but I'm pretty sure most dealerships are already ran out of their 23s, and 24s are coming in. So if you could get a 23, base price is 44.6 plus 455 for the premium color, platinum white pearl. Destination handling is $13.75. You're looking around $46,430. So if you're trying to not touch 50 like the Elite, I think the Elite is like 51 or something like that. Or is it 50? You have the Touring, which is below that, and you do get the 2-year complimentary maintenance plan, free oil changes, oil filter, tire rotation, multi-point inspection for 2 years or 24,000 miles. Now let's jump into the accessories like we usually do. They got packages here. And not really much for the Odyssey. There's no PPO packages like the Pilot and Passport and Ridgeline. But you have your basic stuff here. But I always do interior. Now the Odyssey is still not like the newer Hondas where you're missing home link and you're missing this and you're missing that. This is still pretty traditional. So for example, let me see. You can add a heated steering wheel to the Touring. I believe that is standard on the Elite. Interior illumination. That's actually pretty cool. And then it does include on-off features. Okay, look like it's only blue. Seat covers, utility bin, third row seat covers, and that's pretty much it for interior. For electronics, you can add a hands-free tailgate. So on the Elite, it comes standard where you can kick underneath the bumper and it'll open and close. And on the Elite, it comes standard with a wireless phone charger, but you can still add those to the Touring, which is cool. Engine block heater. And on the exteriors, take a look at this guy. You can black up the emblems. That's pretty cool. You have look at this logo pattern projector. That's pretty nice. That's a nice touch. Make your Odyssey just a little bit more premium. You have the rear bumper the chrome bumper protector instead of the flat black that's on it. Roof box. You get a tent if you want a tent. Add a hitch to it. Welcome lights. I like those. Okay, so this is gonna sum everything up. This is the Odyssey, and I have plenty of all the trim levels. I'm gonna do all the trim levels, so that's the goal. EX is probably gonna be pretty difficult because at the time of recording, EXs are really hard to get. I think for the year I don't think I've had more than 5 EXs in the 23s. So for 24s, I don't know what's going on. They already phased out the LX. I don't know if the EX is next, but they still produce them, but it's not as common. And most of my customers, I don't really see them shopping for an EX. I know unless you're on a budget, if you're trying to get the lowest price Odyssey, you're gonna shop for an EX. But a lot of customers I've noticed wants an Elite, wants a Touring. Majority of everyone buys an EXL though. That's kind of the volume sellers EXLs, right in the middle. But yeah, the beige interior is nice. Oh, by the way, your spare tire is actually under here. So you're probably wondering, how is the trunk space so deep? Because there's no spare tire underneath the back of the Odyssey. It's in the floor underneath this carpet. There's like a little door right here you can lift up and take out, but I don't know who's really changing the tires anymore. But yeah, if you're curious where that is, it's right under there. And I'm just looking around to see if I missed anything. I think we covered most of the goodies. So if I did miss anything, drop a comment down below. Make sure you give the video a like. It really helps more people to see it, so I can continue making more videos. And anything I learned, of course, I'm gonna put you guys on. I'm gonna end everything here. Thank you guys for watching. I will catch you in the next walk around.